All right, it's our 2020 update. We're going to talk about what President Trump thinks is going to happen in a minute. I just want to play you this. Seth Moulton, he's running for president, no chance at all, but he says some interesting things. Look at this week from Seth Moulton.
Imagine how much worse the Postal Service would be if it didn't have to compete against FedEx and UPS. Yet that's what proponents of Medicare for All are advocating. They're saying that, no, we're going to push UPS and FedEx out of the market. You're going to have one choice if you want a mail package. It's going to be the U.S. Postal Service. What a better system we have, that we have some competition and consumers have choice. If we have it for sending packages, we should have it in healthcare as well.
I mean, honestly, he makes a better case against Medicare for All than a lot of Republicans do. I haven't done him any favours by highlighting that, playing it tonight, but there you go. All right, as the race to the nomination heats up, someone with more than a little interest has already picked a winner. The president tweeted on Friday, "Looks to me like it's going to be sleepy, creepy Joe over crazy Bernie. Everyone else is fading fast." Is he right, Lisa?
I think there's an opportunity for someone else to emerge, particularly when we get to the debates. What does Joe Biden have to offer? He represents the past. He doesn't represent the future. We've seen big change elections recently with the midterms, also with 2016 election as well. And if he does make it to the general election, what is his message to voters? We need to go to a worse economy before President Trump. He offers nothing new.
That's right.
He's also a terrible candidate, and he's very boring. So I don't know. I think there's an opportunity
what do you really think,
for someone else.
What does Lisa think?
People ask me that all the time. They say they don't understand. You know, I'm not as forceful in my opinions.
Darn it.
Henry?
Look, half the Democratic Party says they're moderate. You don't hear about them. They're not the activists, but they're the voters. Biden's ahead in the polls because he's getting half of that vote. I think it's either going to be Biden, or if Biden screws up, it's going to be somebody who is less liberal who takes over his supporters, like an Amy Klobuchar or a Michael Bennet.
Who's going to get it? Win it?
Win the nomination.
Amy Klobuchar?
No. If Biden, somebody is going to run.
It's a massive boost from going on Fox News this week, that brilliant town hall moderated by Brett and Martha, but still.
I think it'll be Biden, or it'll be somebody who is not from the crazy left.
Such a crowded primary field.
Joe Biden, his problems remain the same problems why he couldn't get the nomination before. It's going to be somebody else who can be more moderate and who the superdelegates will likely choose at the convention.
So what about Bernie? Do you think you'll end up with Bernie?
I just don't even know if it has to be someone who's more moderate. Like, we're talking about a really crowded primary field. The energy of the left is this more, progressive base. Joe Biden doesn't meet that. I just don't. I don't know. I think
just one thing on that. Then it's interesting because you're saying that there's a distinction then between the people who vote in the primaries and these polls that we're seeing. The polls, are they of Democrat supporters or primary voters?
Well,
is that what's going on?
Also.
Well, it's going to, look, it's a state-to-state basis, right? That's how you end up winning. So, let's look at the polls after some of these debates as we head into Iowa, we head into New Hampshire. Maybe things stay the same, or maybe they change. You give someone who's a lesser-known entity, because Joe Biden has such high name ID, you give someone who's a lesser-known entity the opportunity to introduce themselves to voters. Maybe they like it.
What about Mayor Pete?
Yeah, just like with Moulton, if you get somebody who's actually is exciting, he actually sounds like a normal person, there's a good chance for that. Mayor Pete has, just like Beto did for a while, kind of slipping along with the media that loves him.
Yes.
And then suddenly the media gets bored with you, and then suddenly you're not doing as well. I think Mayor Pete is wanting to get out of South Bend, and he's done that. And so his future is what he wants it to be, but it's not going to be as the nominee for the President of the United States. The debates are key. Getting to know people without, the mirage of what the media creates is important. And it's going to be fabulous to watch.
Well, look at that. We're out of time.